welcome to yoga, and thanks for coming. We're going to talk today, or going to practice. The theme is, like I said in the email, is falling, avoiding falling. So you can have a seat. This summer, I fell and broke my arm. And a few days ago, I've already told Heidi and Peter this, but a few days ago, my husband fell twice in one day. It tripped over a root in the woods and walked off the road. Looking at his phone, the road has an edge on it, a lip, and he walked off that and hurt his knee and his ankle while looking at his phone to try to use an app to look at the stars. So anyway, these are but it occurred to me that, we practice balance in yoga class, and that's part of it, and you can practice and get better at balance. But there are other things that we practice in yoga class that also can help with learning not to fall or practicing. And those are things like moving slowly and mindfully. When we set our foundation, our feet, watching your feet. So the third story about falling is a good friend of mine last Christmas fell into her Christmas tree because she was leaning, reaching, out to plug in the lights, and she, lost her balance and fell into the tree, and didn't break anything, but did, her knees, somehow her knees were very, very hurt with that. And so, so that would be a case of, so what her PT person told her was, follow your feet, or watch your feet. So that to me in yoga is noticing your foundation, whether it's on your feet or your hands and knees, and ground down. So anyway, we're going to practice some of those things today. And the other thing about it that yoga does is we practice during our asana practice being present, thinking about one thing at a time. So we were talking about multitasking, but if you are thinking not about what you're doing and about something else, you can make a mistake more often. So it's just there's some things in yoga I want to highlight that can help you stay on your feet and just have a more I don't know, a safer life. That seems like a big statement. But anyway, okay, so we're going to practice that, and we're going to do a lot of balance, and the parts that go into balance are, strong core, so we're going to work on our core a little bit, and the ankles, and anyway, so I'll comment more as we go along. But so you can choose to center any way you want, sitting or lying down. We are going to begin practice on our backs, so that makes a difference to you. Okay, so let's just start by seeing right where we are, right here, right now, with our bodies. So scan your body. Notice any tension, tightness, just kind of release when you're aware of it. And just let your awareness hover briefly on each joint and the space between. Just seeing how your body is, how you are on a physical level, knowing if you might have any injuries you're nursing things you need to be aware of. And also notice emotions. Not that you're intentionally, you just need to be aware, because any strong emotions will affect your practice, and you can just see how your practice affects the emotions too. And notice the state of your mind. You're busy, you're pretty calm. And finally, bring your awareness to the breath, and just for a few breaths, without trying to control it, just notice how your body's breathing. So your inhale, exhale, whether your breath seems shallow or deep, fast, slow, somewhere in the middle. If the inhale is longer or shorter. And we're going to do a formal pranayama, so just start by seeing where you are on your own. And the pranayama we're going to do is 4-2-4-2, which is an inhale to a count of 4, a pause for 2, exhale to a count of 4, pause for 2. So the count of 4 is your count of 4. So match it to the length of your inhale, and then keep that count for the pause and the exhale and the pause. So just start that way. Make sure your face, jaw, and neck are relaxed, and find a comfortable rate. Try to just stay with the breath and with the count. Just immersed in that, not thought. And if you'd like to now, you can actually either slow down your tempo or go to a 6-3-6-3 count. Don't have to. If you're comfortable where you are, just stay there. Okay, then the next time you come to the end of the round, just release that pranayama and take a minute to create an intention for your practice. Any positive affirmation, something that you'd like to take away from practice today or focus on. And we're going to start practice on our backs. So come on over onto your back. stretch out long. So this foundation is totally supported by the earth, so balance is not an issue here. So start by flexing your feet and pressing out through the bottoms of your feet gently. Spread your fingers and bring your arms up and back overhead. So keep your feet flexed and your fingers spread, and on an inhale, lengthen out gently in both directions. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, relax, and do that a few more times. Inhale, lengthen out, stretch. Exhale, release, but keep the form. And one more time, inhale both directions. Relax. Now we're going to stretch just the right side. So on an inhale, lengthen out through your right foot and up through your right fingertips. Exhale, release. The left side is not doing anything. And one more time on the right. Inhale, stretch. And release. Now we'll do a few on the left. Inhale, lengthen just the left side out in two directions. And release. Inhale, stretch. Nice, slow, deep breath. Exhale, release. One more time. Okay, now we're going to do a diagonal. So we're going to lengthen out through the left foot and out through the right arms and not do anything with the other side. So inhale, left leg, right arm. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. Two more times. Inhale, stretch, right, left. Release. One more. Okay, then 3 times on the other diagonal. So this will be lengthening out through the right foot and left fingers. Three times. And when you finish the third round, drop both knees into your chest, hug your knees in and rock. Okay, we're going to do some things to waken up our core. So, well, we're going to do our ankles first. So, raise your both legs up toward the ceiling, feet flexed, arms down by your side, and point your toes. Reach your toes up toward the ceiling, and then bring your toes back toward your shins, and press your heels up toward the ceiling. So do a few more like that. Press your toes up. So this is pointing and flexing. It's actually they're both flexing. When you bring your toes toward your shins, that's called dorsiflexion. And when you reach your toes away up toward the ceiling, that's plantar flexion. So then now start to circle your ankles away from each other. So this is just bringing some flexibility and motion to the ankle joint. Now reverse the circles. So in a standing posture, flexibility and suppleness in your ankles is important. Okay, now bring your feet down so your shins are parallel to your up to the mat. Your knees are bent, so it's like you're sitting in a chair on the ground. Okay, so feet up, knees bent. Perfect. Okay. Now, firm your core up. So press your navel toward the mat, zip it up, and we're going to do some bicycles. So take your right leg forward like you're pedaling a bike, and then back, and then the left foot forward. So just begin to pedal like you're, and keep your low back pressed into the mat. Slow moving, keep breathing. Okay, now reverse the way you're pedaling, pedal backwards. Nice. See if you can feel it in your core, keep that core engaged. Okay, now bring both feet to the mat, so your knees are still bent. Take your feet out toward the edge of the mat and let your knees come together. So we're just gonna rest here for a minute. Feet wide, knees falling into each other, supporting each other. Nice belly breaths. Let your abdomen lift on the inhale, and come down on the exhale. Okay, now one more core. So bring your knees back over the hips in that backward upside down chair, whatever it's called, chair on your back. Firm up your core again. Take the right, point your right toe and tap it down on the mat. And then bring it back up. Keep your core engaged. And now the left toe taps on the mat. So just alternating, tapping your toe, right, and then left on the mat. Core is engaged. And now you can continue that way. You can rest if your core is feeling it, or you can try lowering both toes toward the mat and tapping. And another option, a little more challenging, is to let your toes, both toes, hover like an inch above the mat and just hold while you continue to breathe. So see what works for you. And remember that we're strengthening the core. Okay, then draw both knees into your chest again. Rock a little bit, and then the best way for you, we're going to come up to all fours. So you can cross your ankles and rock up, or you can come to your side and use your arms to bring you up. Come up to all fours. And we're, so set up tabletop, wrists under. Here's your foundation here. So you've got a foundation through your spread fingers, all the palms of your hands and fingers, and your knees, your shins, the tops of your feet. So pretty stable, big foundation here. So let's just warm up the spine a little bit through some cat-cow. So, and here's where you move with your breath. So stay mindful by moving with your breath. The breath is like an anchor right in the present moment. So inhale, let your chin come up, tailbone come up, cow. Exhale, push the mat away, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin around your back. Move with your breath. So As the inhale begins, you move into cow, and then when you come to an exhale, spinal flexion, cat. So just gently waking up your back. The key here is the moving with your breath and slow, mindful movement. Okay, then come back to a tabletop, so neutral spine, and we're gonna do some balance here. So take your right leg back, rest on the balls of your right foot, and then inhale, raise your leg up parallel. Walk your fingers up to the left corner of the mat. You can stay right here if you want. You don't even have to move if you don't want to incorporate your arms, you don't have to. Or you can stay on your fingertips or inhale and raise your left arm. So this is that diagonal that we did on our backs. Your gaze, focus is also an important part of balance. So gaze is toward the end of your mat, not up. And inhale, lengthen each time. Exhale, not release totally. And then bring your hand back if it's up, bring your knee back. Come down onto your elbows and just circle out your wrists if that was kind of a lot on them. And then come back up and we'll do that to the other side. So this pose, Sunbird, is your core is engaged. You've got a focal point that's not moving and that is, steadying you. And you've got your foundation. So it's going from all fours to just one hand and one leg. So this time the left leg goes back on her toes. Inhale, raise that leg, keep lengthening out, firm up your core. And then your choice if you want to bring the right arm into it. So this cross diagonal is going to, I think of my friend who fell over in the Christmas tree. She was reaching, but not balancing it out with the leg. Breathe. Nice. Okay, then bring the hand and foot back. Come on down into child's pose. Supporting your head any way that is good. Just settle in. Feel the energy. When you breathe, breathe into your back part so that your front body is compressed. So feel your rib cage expand in the back. Okay, then come on back up to all fours. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Tuck your toes. Bring your hips up and back into down dog. Just a little bit of pedaling here. Pedal your feet. Press into your whole base of your hand and your fingers. Lift your tailbone up toward the ceiling. Your legs can be bent a little or a lot. And then see if you can straighten them out a little bit. Shake your head yes and no. So your neck isn't rigid. Head falling down. And then look up between your hands, bend your knees, walk your feet up, come into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Your chest can be all the way down on your thighs, or you can straighten it.
Sure.
What?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, and just hang. So bring your belly in and up, protect your low back, and you can hold on to opposite elbows. Just let the weight of your upper body, especially your head, just lengthen out your low back. And now bring your hands to your shins, come up halfway, lengthen out. Exhale, fold again. And then this time, on an inhale, press into your feet, spread your fingers, come all the way up, palms touch, and down to heart center. And we'll build mountain pose. So, foundation, spread your toes, really feel the four corners of your feet fully engaged with the ground, grounding down, rooting down. So press into the feet and then align the rest of your body. So hips over knees over ankles, shoulders up, back, down, ears over shoulders, lengthen up through the side waist. And you can turn your palms forward if you want to have a little more opening in your chest there. So the focus today, because we're doing the balance thing, is the grounding down through your feet. Now, let go of effort. You don't want to be gripping anywhere, okay? So just the alignment is keeping you in place. Now this time, if you can close your eyes, if you have the balance, close your eyes. Otherwise, just have a soft gaze somewhere in front of you. And just gently sway, very gently. Your feet are going to stay totally on the mat. But just very gently shift the weight from one side to the other, keeping both feet all on the ground. Just gentle swaying. And this is a version of fall and recover. So you're not falling, but it's the way you feel. So it's when you fall. So it's just kind of, we're going to do more of a version of this later, but just a couple more breaths in mountain pose. Nice, slow, deep, even breaths. Very, very gentle sway. Hardly discernible. Okay, then open your eyes if you've closed them. And we're going to open our shoulders a little bit. So spread your fingers, inhale your arms up, palms touch. Exhale right down the midline, and then make a triangle with your thumbs and index fingers and push away. And you notice I notice when I do that, my core just engages. I can feel it. Then exhale, pull back. So arms are active. Couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, push away. Exhale, pull back. And one more time. Stay with the breath, mindful movement. Okay, hands come down. Now we're going to start to have your chair here. And we're just going to start with an ankle thing. So right foot is what your foundation's going to be. Root down, come on your left toes. We're not going to lift the left foot up. We're just going to rotate the ankle. So just rotate that ankle around the toes one way, keeping your little bit of foundation there, and then the other way. Okay, and then the other side, so foundation on your left foot and up on your right toes and circle that ankle. So when we're balancing, the ankle adjusts, so it needs to be strong but also flexible. Okay, then we're going to do, I have to look at my book here because I want to keep it straight. Okay, so, yeah, pendulum. Okay, so now have your feet a little bit, you probably don't need a chair for this, but you might. A little bit wider than hip width, not too wide. And we're just going to kind of go back and forth, shifting the weight, but this time we're going to take the foot off the floor, not very far. So just like a pendulum. And your arms can swing too, or if you want, or so just practice shifting the weight from one foot. So it's a little bit like fall and recover. And this seems pretty easy, but I think it's a good practice. Shifting your weight. All right, one more. All right, then come back and take any movement, and always between to shake anything out. And now, this is one I learned in my strength and balance class this summer. All right, so have the chair, hold on to the back of the chair. And we're gonna come up on our toes, and then come back and rock on your heels. Now this was the hard part for me, because you don't wanna like go like stick your butt out when you're doing it. You wanna try to just keep, it's hard. So the heel part is hard. So just back and forth. You don't have to hold on to the chair. It's hard for me. And the teacher said, it's hard in the beginning, but the more you do it, the heel part gets easier. Anyway, so just back and forth a few times, see what that feels like. It's not something we do. We don't, walk around on our heels, or, isn't there a saying, he was knocked back on his heels or something? Is that a saying? The word that I think it's a way of saying off balance. Someone's off balance. I don't know. Okay. All right. Then the next one is also can have a chair. So onto this. Let's see. I have to see where the chair is placed here. Yeah, this is going to be a diagonal one where we're going to root down through the right foot and then take the left leg out, make a fist with the right hand. And so if you wanted to hold on, you would hold on with the, instead of having your hand on your leg, you'd hold on to the chair. So let's start with the left leg. So with the chair next to there. Okay, so we're gonna root down through the left foot, take the right leg out. No, wait, that was wrong. Why is this hard for me? So this is, the opposite, whatever leg is going out. Okay, so left leg is going out. And right arm is going up as a fist. There you go. So you're rooting down through the right foot, and we're going to, I'm sorry. There's a different, okay, we're going to 3 to 5 breaths. What? Make a fist, breathe 3 to 5 breaths. Okay, so we're going to hold it up for 3 to 5 breaths. Okay, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Keep reaching in diagonal directions. Okay, 3 breaths. And then exhale. Let's do that one more time to that side because that was very confusing when I described it. Okay, right leg roots, left leg out, fist up for 3 breaths. Inhale, reach, exhale. Reach, exhale. Reach, exhale. Good. All right, now we'll do the other side. You can just turn around. So this time the right foot roots down, left leg. No. We didn't. But, you know, I'm thinking that I'm going to hit the chair with my leg. Okay, never mind. Stand away from the chair. Right leg out. Left, am I right now? Yes. Yep. Okay, fist with your left arm. Inhale, stretch diagonal. Exhale, release, but not lower. 2 more. Okay, and then come down. All right, now this one is 2. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. You're gonna come up on both legs, and you're gonna raise one arm with the fist and look up toward the arm, toward the fist. Reach up. You're up on your toes, and hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3, and then come down. Okay? So, up on your toes, right arm goes up, fist, look up, 2, 3, come down. Okay? One more time. Inhale, up, 2, 3, down. Okay? Now we'll do the other one. So, inhale, left arm up, fist, look up. The difference here is the gaze going up. Makes it a little bit harder. 2, 3, down. Inhale, look up. 2, 3, down. One more. Down. Good. Okay. Shake it out. Shake it out. So that was another diagonal thing. I think I got carried away with my friend reaching and falling, so I'm doing all these reaching things. But the other thing, it's not just it's the body movement, but it's also the focus, the gaze, and the being right in that moment, and the mindful movement and foundation. All right, so come back to, keep your chair there, but come back to Tadasana, mountain pose, just for a few breaths, just to kind of regroup, come back into a totally symmetrical, stable, balanced posture. Come back to your breath. Slow, deep, even breath. Okay, then we're going to do a balanced pose, Warrior 3, and chair is there for that too. So Warrior 3, you put your, I'll demonstrate. The weight's going to go into one foot, and then you come forward, one leg back, toes down, and arms out. So here, you can have the chair for your front half of your body, and root down. Okay, so we'll start with the left foot down, and then begin to raise your right leg back and up. Foot is flexed, coming down and with as flat, not, as flat down as you can, lengthening out. So try to keep your hips square to the parallel to the floor, and then reach out. Ooh, this is fine. If you want to try just without the chair, you can do that too, but you always have the chair there to go to. So See if you can find some place, some way, supported in some way, of Warrior 3 where you can feel that balance on one foot, rooting down. Take a couple breaths. And then lower. Whew, that's strenuous. Okay. And now we'll do it with the right foot. So start with both feet, root it down. Let the weight come into your right leg. Root down there, and then just slowly begin to come forward. You can bend the right knee a little bit. And find your, whatever your Warrior 3 on this side is. Gaze is down. Root, 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 and lengthen out through the raised leg. Keep your hips level. See if you can find a place where you're stable enough that you can just really breathe easy. And then come down. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, and then shake it out. Okay, and we're gonna do one more. So turn to face the long edge of your mat. I don't think you need the chair. You can move the chair away here. So face the long edge of your mat and step your feet wide apart. Turn the toes out 45 degrees. So your toes are out, okay? And then we're going to sit back, so we're coming into horse with your hands at your heart space here. And then come up on your right toes. Keep your left foot in contact with the mat. Just come up on your right toes. And then lower. And come up on your left toes. You can certainly have a chair here. So just do that a few times. Up on one foot toes, one set of toes, and then the other. And then if you want to see about coming up on both toes and sitting into it, you can try that. So strong legs. It's fine to just do one at a time. Breathe. Okay, then let your heels come down, come up, step your feet together, shake it out. So what? Who cares? And then come to the front edge of your mat. Yeah, chairs are gone. Front edge of your mat, and whew, inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Bring your hands all the way to the mat and step your feet back. Down dog, just for a breath or two. And then inhale, come to your knees and come back onto your seat. We're going to do one more core. And so knees bent, feet on the mat. You can hold here, or you can put your hands down here. Actually, put your hands down, lengthen up. So boat pose, there's lots of ways to do this. So you can stay right here. This is really firming up your core here. You can stay on your sit bones and lift your legs up part way. You can do like Mary's doing and lengthen out. Keep your chest lifted. Nice. So just take a couple breaths here. Okay, then bring your feet down and come on down onto your back. Fully supported once again. Okay, so we're done with the balance. So we're gonna do some twists just to kind of compensate for all that work we've been doing, standing up and balancing and all that. So knees are bent, raise your right leg up to the ceiling, externally rotate and bring your right ankle onto your left knee. Okay, so figure 4. And we're going to do a twist from this configuration. So arms out to the side, palms face up, so your shoulders are on the mat. Inhale in the center. Exhale, keep your ankle on your knee and let your legs come over to the left. So your right foot will come toward the mat and your left knee. And then your gaze can come over your right arm or straight up or to the left. So this is just a stretch. Now, you modify it any way that works better for you, or works best for you. Some sort of a twist here. And then, when you feel supported and that you can release on your exhale, find release. So inhale, send the breath wherever you feel the greatest stretch or sensation. Keep some space, intention to create some space there. And then exhale, relax, release. Somewhere. Definitely let go of any tension in your jaw, around your face, your eyes. Release your shoulders down into the mat. Be mindful, stay right in this moment, feeling sensation. Aware of release, letting go of what you don't need. Stay with the breath. If you're beginning to lose focus and drift away somewhere, just come back. Inhale, fill your body up. Exhale, find release. You might try exhaling through your mouth with an ah sound on the exhale. Few more seconds here. And then on an inhale, bring your legs back, uncross them, but keep your knees bent. Recenter yourself on the mat. Press into your feet gently and just lift your hips up a little bit and tap, tap, tap the back of your sacrum on the mat. And then push your feet away so you can kind of rub back and forth the back of your pelvis, just a little massage there in your low back. And we'll take that twist on the other side. So inhale, bring your left leg, left foot up toward the ceiling, externally rotate, and bring your left ankle to your right, above your right knee. Take an inhale in the center, and exhale, let your legs come to the right side. So this time your left foot will be toward the mat, your right knee, and choose where you'd like your gaze to be. And see what this side is like. Give this side a chance to just release and stretch. Stay with your breath, stay present. Feel all the places where your body is supported by the mat. Give your muscles permission to release by sighing out. Just slow and deep, even breath. Release any tension you don't need. Let it go. Now inhale, come back to center, uncross your legs, keep your knees bent. We're going to do one final pose here before Shavasana. So with your knees bent, take your feet out toward the edges of the mat. So feet are wide, and allow your knees to fall in toward each other. Now you might want to have a less wide stance if that's foundation. If the edges of your mat are uncomfortable, just move your feet toward each other a little bit, but let the knees come in and find a nice resting place so they're holding each other up. And then spread your fingers, reach your hands up toward the ceiling, and let your right hand come across to your left shoulder, your left hand to your right shoulder, so kind of like giving yourself a hug. And just give yourself a little massage with your shoulders, pat yourself around that area. And then just relax here. This is called constructive rest pose. So it's a nice release for the inner legs. Body is the mat supporting you, the earth, your knees are supporting each other. You want to inhale, reach your arms out to the side again and change the cross. So this time the left arm is on top, right arm is on the bottom, and we're just gonna do a few more breaths here with a different cross of the arms. No effort here. Okay, then take any pose you'd like before coming into Shavasana. Anything your body's calling for. And then set yourself up, and I will come around. Just raise your hand if you'd like me to bring you anything. So, Shavasana, you're totally supported. No worries about balance or falling or anything like that. So you can just let go, surrender to this very moment. It's all about being present. Just aware of where you are and what's happening breath by breath. And also aware of thoughts. So thoughts will come to mind, just let them pass by, don't attach, just be aware of everything. Be aware of your body, be aware of sensation. Just don't attach or identify with any of it. And begin to awaken your body slowly. Just small movements. And as you're ready, come onto your favorite side. Or up to a seat, whichever you prefer. And just take a moment to see inside, to see where you are at the end of practice, to reconnect with your breath and revisit your intention. And if you're not already up to a seat, bring yourself up. Just be seated, rooting down through your sit bones with a tall, straight spine. Rooting down, lifting up. And I invite you to bring your hands, palms together, thumbs at your heart space. Bow to your efforts today, to your willingness to take an hour for your own wellness, mind, body, spirit. And I thank you for trusting me to lead you in practice and for sharing your energy. And the light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste.